So you've done that hard work. You've come up with a unique quilt pattern design idea. You've written the pattern and you're at the point now where you're ready to start selling your pattern. How do you get it out in front of people?
Welcome to A Creative Odyssey. I'm Ryde. I'm a designer, an entrepreneur, and online educator obsessed with all things design, quilting, and creative business. Whether you're a seasoned quilter or you're just starting out, whether you're passionate about design and textiles, or whether you're a creative business geek who loves to nerd out on all the moving parts that go into making a creative business thrive, you are in the right place. I'm excited to share insights from my creative odyssey with you as I navigate design, creativity, and growing an online business on this journey as a creative entrepreneur. Are you ready to explore the possibilities of design and discover the world of creative business? It's time to embark on a creative odyssey.
Welcome to this episode of A Creative Odyssey. I am excited to continue our journey today on the design, write, and sell path to growing a quilt pattern design business. I've talked about the design phase of this framework and I've talked about the write phase as well. A couple of episodes ago as well, check the links in the show notes or on the screen right now. I started outlining the sell phase of this 3-step process to becoming a quilt pattern designer. We talked especially about how growing an email list and not building a website is that first step to growing an online business and selling your quilt patterns. In this episode, I want to talk about how we can use a specific type of marketing technique to get our pattern out into the world and why this is a proven method for getting your pattern in front of more people and what those steps are to get it done. And stick with me because I have an invitation to a special event for you as well that's going to give you even more detail about how to execute on this. All right, so you've done that hard work. You've come up with a unique quilt pattern design idea. You've written the pattern, this professional document that you've created using Adobe Illustrator or InDesign or another program of your choice. And you're at the point now where you're ready to start selling your pattern. How do you get it out in front of people? That's really the next step, right? In the past episode, I talked about how important it is to build an email list. This really is the first step, starting to build that audience that you can communicate with so that when you have something to share, like your quilt pattern, that they are primed and ready to hit that buy button and purchase your quilt pattern. You also want to build a little bit of buzz around your pattern release, which is why launching your quilt pattern is such a great way to get your work out into the world. Launching is a proven way to get that product out in front of people. Think about any of the newest Apple products, they don't just appear in the world, they are launched into the world. Or what about the latest movie? There's always the trailer, the teaser, all the related buzz that goes into launching and releasing a movie. Well, you might not see your quilt pattern as the next blockbuster film, but you can certainly leverage that same type of technique that is used when they are launching, building that buzz, building that anticipation in your audience, creating that excitement around your pattern release. You're excited about it. You want to get other people excited about it too. This is why launching is such an effective means of delivering a product to market. So how does it work? What do we need to do? What are the things that go into doing this? Well, as an engineer, I love me a good process, and a launch really allows you to build kind of a series of steps that you can follow so that each launch you can iterate those steps and you can continually refine your launch and get better each time as well. I want to share with you what these steps look like. So let's take a look at my launch roadmap. Now, you can also grab a copy of this if you sign up for my free guide, 7 Steps to Grow a Quilt Pattern Design Business. You can check the show notes for the link on that or head to aliryde.com/guide to get your copy. So here we go. All right, so this is what the launch roadmap looks like. This is about starting off really at the very beginning, like we talked about in that past episode, about getting your email list going. You want to define your audience. You want to choose those social media platforms that you're going to use to find your audience, set up your social media handles, start to grow your audience and your email list. You want to get people off social media onto your email list, like I talked about in the last episode. You can start posting consistently on social media to start getting in front of people's eyeballs. And what you want to do is you really want to come up with an opt-in or a freebie or a lead magnet. This is something that's going to get people off those social media platforms and onto your email list. This is something that you might offer them. It might be a coupon code. It might be a guide, like the guide that I'm offering you here, to get onto my email list, 7 steps to grow a quilt pattern design business, this is my opt-in, this is my freebie, this is something that I'm offering to you, which I think brings value to the people that I'm trying to connect with, my audience, that's you. And it allows you to come onto my email list so that I'm able to communicate with you, so that I'm able to send you more information, so that I'm able to invite you into my world and start to get to know you as well. You want to then create that opt-in, so you can create it in something like Canva or Word or even InDesign or Illustrator if you're learning those programs as well to create your quilt pattern. And you want to host it somewhere. So somewhere it might be a Dropbox or on Google Drive or even on your website if you have one. You want to have that email service provider set up so that you can start to collect those email addresses. You want to have a landing page, which is somewhere where that people can go and enter in their information so that they can come onto your email list. You want to set up a delivery sequence so that you can send your lead magnet, your freebie, to the people who have signed up for your email list. And you want to start promoting that freebie around. Consistently emailing your list is extremely important as well. You want to make sure that weekly, at least, if not bi-weekly, some people like to email monthly. You want to make sure that you're staying in touch with the audience that you're growing as well. Send them something in the mail, send them a tip, send them some great link that you found that you thought was really useful. Send them some content which is going to be valuable to them and their journey with you. Then you're thinking about maybe growing our website as well. You might want to choose your domain name and a host. Where is your website going to live? Might look like setting up a basic website with an e-commerce shop. It might look like setting up an Etsy shop. And then it's time to map out your launch timeline. You want to pick a pattern release date and you want to create those assets that you need for your launch. This looks like the emails that you're going to send out to your email list, the social media posts that you're going to post on your social media platforms to make sure that people know that your quilt pattern is coming. You're building that buzz, you're building that excitement around the release of your quilt pattern. You want to be reaching out to pattern testers as well. This is another phase of the launch. After you've created your quilt pattern, you want to send it out to some pattern testers so that they can go through it as well. And oftentimes you can ask your pattern testers to be a part of your launch as well. They're going to be sharing about their excitement in making your pattern and testing it, as well as photos and behind the scene things that they have had going on while they're doing the pattern testing for you. That can all be part of that buzz and that excitement that leads towards your launching of your quilt pattern. And then the next step, launch your pattern, get it out there into the world. And of course, something that I think is extremely important, particularly when you're a solopreneur working for yourself, is to take that moment and celebrate the big milestone of launching your pattern and getting it out into the world. Now, I know that there's a lot of information here. You can grab this through your guide, and I'm also going to be going into more detail about how to launch your quilt pattern, including the detailed launch timeline that I share with my students during my free workshop, which is happening really soon. You can head over to aliryde.com/register to save your spot, and you can get hold of that launch timeline that I'll be sharing as part of that workshop. This goes into a detailed 60-day breakdown of all of those individual steps that are going to go into the launch itself. That's the launch timeline as part of this launch roadmap that I just shared with you here. I'm also going to be sharing as part of this free workshop the number one thing to avoid if you want to come up with unique quilt pattern design ideas, as well as the 3 secrets to successful quilt pattern designs. So come along. It's going to be an action-packed, insightful, comprehensive free workshop. It's going to set you up for success as you walk this path toward quilt pattern designer. You know, this framework that I talk about, this design, write, and sell, this is how I break this down. This is how I break down this transition from where you might be now to becoming a quilt pattern designer, publishing your patterns online, selling them, and starting to make your first sales. I know that there's those of you out there like me who love a good process. You're going to be interested in coming along to see how I break this process down even further in my workshop. So again, that's aliryde.com/register to save your spot for this workshop. It's starting really soon. I look forward to seeing you there. Make sure you come along and join me to get all of the details behind this design, write, and sell framework that I've been sharing with you here. In the meantime, stay curious and keep creating, and I will see you in the workshop. Bye for now.